You guys want to know how to make a lot of money in the cleaning business? I'm going to tell you in this video. I'm going to tell you the hack that you need to do. What you want to do is create Facebook ads. You can go on Instagram and Google. You're going to look for contracts, cleaning contracts. You want to target your ads so that you're talking to business owners, managers, facility directors. Now, you want to get appointments with these people and bid on cleaning their building, okay? Then, when you get a deal, you run more ads. Now, these ads, they're going to be targeted towards cleaning businesses. Small mom and pops, people that don't know anything, complete fools, people with no experience in the cleaning industry, people you can take advantage of. You're going to hire them on as 1099 contractors. You're going to give them the task list for the customer. You're going to tell them, go do this work. Now, the customer's going to pay you up front. Say it's $1,000. That worker is going to do the work for 30 days. Then, because they own their own company, you get to pay an invoice. So they're going to send you the invoice. Now you're going to have 30 to 90 days to pay that bill. All the while, the customer's paying their $1,000 a month. Okay? So you're collecting payments for 3 months before you even need to give your 1099 contractors their first payment. Now the beauty is, take half. Or give them 75% if you want to be nice. Just take 25% for yourself off the top. Let them do the work. Let them clean the toilets. Let them get on the ladders and do the high dusting. Let them work at 3 in the morning. You don't need to bother with that because you could sit in front of your computer and you can run those ads from Mexico drinking margaritas. You build this process up, you get enough of those customers, think about it. $250, $1,000 a customer. Every single month that money is just rolling in. You're gonna make so much money. Sign up for my course. I'll teach you all about it. Now, is this legal? Of course not, but we're making money, so who cares? Now look, seriously, do you think no one else has thought of this idea? This model has been around since the beginning of time. Since people started scrubbing toilets, people have been taking advantage of other people. This is nothing new. Because this has caused so many problems throughout the ages, the states and the federal government have caught on. I know they're slow at doing their job, but those sons of bitches, they caught up to us. Now look, in all seriousness, the states do have laws and regulations on who qualifies as a subcontractor versus who qualifies as an employee. And just because someone has a business license doesn't automatically make them qualified to be a subcontractor. Normally, you don't hire subcontractors to do what your business does on a daily basis. Think of it like this. If you own a company that builds computers, but you need your break room to be painted, you would hire a painting subcontractor to come paint the break room. But your own employees would be building the computers. And they're basically hired to do something that you normally don't do, but it needs to get done. And you don't hire subcontractors to offer the service that your company offers as its primary service offering. You have your employees do that. So how do you know if you should have a subcontractor or not? Well, I will read this list really quick. It's a personal labor test. This is from the Washington State website. And the first question is, the individual brings their own employees to perform the work and you don't control the individual or their employees. So if you're just hiring one person, are they bringing any employees with them? And the second thing is, can you tell them what to do? Can you have any impact over their quality? Can you tell them the process that your business uses? Can you provide them coaching if quality starts slipping? Are you able to tell them you have to get so many units done in so much amount of time? Because if you do tell them any of that stuff, then you need to hire them on as a W-2 employee, not a subcontractor. Number 2, the individual brings heavy or costly specialized heavy equipment and their expertise to operate it, and you do not control the individual. Examples, an MRI machine, earth moving equipment, and an ultrasound machine. And vacuums and spray bottles, they're probably not going to be enough to qualify them as a subcontractor. It's got to be heavy equipment that's specialized. All right, so if they pass those 2 things, then you can hire them on as a contractor. But if they don't pass, then there's another 6-part assessment that you have to go down. This is the law. This is the rule. If you're going to hire someone, you have to go through this list and make sure they meet these requirements. So I'm not just making this up. This is what they require you to go through if you're going to hire someone. Okay, number one, they have to be free from your control or direction. They need to meet one of the two following options. The service is outside the usual course of business. So that goes back to the painting example. It's outside the usual course of business. Or two, the service is performed outside all places of business. So if you're hiring someone that's in a place of business, which is one of your customers, well, that's inside your place of business. Now, number three, they must pass one of the two following options. A, the individual is customarily engaged in an independent, established trade, occupation, profession, or business of the same nature that is involved in the contract of service. So basically, they have to own their own business and have their own customers and be engaged in that type of business before they come to you. They can't just go out the door, get a business license, and act like they own their own business when really they're an employee of you. Now, the second part of that is they need to have a principal place of business that is eligible for a business deduction for IRS purposes. So they need to either have a home office or an office or something that qualifies them for those deductions so that they can prove that they actually own the business. Number four, the individual is responsible for filing a schedule of expenses with the IRS. Now, you might put that responsibility on them by making them a subcontractor, but if you're hiring some kid or someone that doesn't speak English, they might not know that they need to do that, and they might not do it, and you're putting them at risk for putting that responsibility on them when they don't know how or that they even need to do that. Number five, the individual has an established account with the Department of Revenue and other state agencies as required. Number six, the individual is maintaining a separate set of books or records that reflects all items of income and expenses. Again, you're putting that responsibility on them, and if they don't know how to do it and they're not doing it, you're putting them at risk. And if they're not doing it, they're not qualified to be a subcontractor. Because 1099 contractors are in charge of all their own expenses and all their own deductions and reporting their own taxes, they're more susceptible to audits. And so if you're putting that responsibility on them, they're more likely to get audited, and you're just putting them at risk for that. Not only that, if you own a cleaning company and you hire all 1099 contractors, you're putting yourself at risk for audit because they know that that's a way to avoid taxes. And so if you're at a higher chance to get audited because you hire too many 1099 contractors, they're going to dig through all your stuff. And when they find out that these people aren't actually qualified to be contractors, you're going to get penalties and you're going to get fees and you're going to be in a lot of trouble, and it's going to hurt the longevity of your business. But you know what? If you hire W-2 employees, it's a little bit more of a pain. There's some hoops that you need to jump through, but you're providing a lot more for your employees. You're providing consistency and stability and a job that they can depend on. You're going to be paying for their unemployment insurance. So if your work ever dries up and they need to go somewhere else, the state's going to be able to pay them for a period of time while they look for new work. You're going to be paying for their disability insurance and their workers' comp insurance. So if they get hurt on the job, they're actually going to get their bills taken care of and they're going to be okay. And you're not going to be liable for that, and neither are they, because you have that insurance in place, and that's not going to be available to your 1099 contractors. These workers have certain rights, like they have a minimum wage. And if you have a W-2 worker, you have to make sure you're giving them the minimum wage, which is a good thing because you're going to give them something that they can live on and depend on and work with your company for a long period of time. You're not taking advantage of them. When you provide all of these things and more to your employees, they're incentivized to stick around longer. That means that you can now invest in their training and development over a long period of time. They become assets of your business, not just an expense. Then when you roll them out to your new clients, they have all of your training and all of your processes and everything that makes your business unique, your culture, all that stuff. And they could take that with them to serve your clients. And it's going to make you have a stronger, better business. And if you don't hire them as regular employees, they're going to catch on to the fact that you're doing it wrong. And they're going to find out that they're at risk. And they're going to leave a lot faster. You're going to have higher turnover. So you're going to be putting out fires all the time, trying to find new people to fill in the places of the people that left. So if you want that easy business where you're just running ads online and pawning the work off on other people, It won't work. And the state knows about it. And they're not going to allow you to do that. And so if you hear these people online bragging about this, one, they're either lying and they're not really in the industry. Two, they're taking advantage of people and they just don't care and they're scammers and you shouldn't listen to them anyway. And three, if you spend your time listening to people like that, it's a waste of your time because you're not going to be able to replicate it and build the good business that you want to actually be respectable in your community, to actually take care of your family, to actually give jobs to people that need them over a long period of time. So don't be like that. Do it the right way. Learn all the skills that you need to actually provide this service. Take pride in your work and instill that in your employees so that you can replicate your own efforts. So I hope you guys got a lot out of this video. And, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.